Yo, what's up? Just had a sword run.
Couple of practice shots or something?
You just protect me.
At 9, that's at 8. At 11.
Care to join me out there?
Yo, what up, Edge? How's it going, man?
Coronact.
9,
Is this what you really are?
8. 8. All went well on Monday? Nice. New computer.
Push the limit. Change form.
Going pretty good. Unfortunately, my Nintendo account got
Which one?
compromised and I lost 200 bucks.
Should help.
Hopefully I'll be getting that back. Yeah, and was a dude from Germany. Or not Germany, sorry, a dude from Chile. But yeah, what's fucked up is that they sent me an email saying, "Hey, someone's trying to get into your account on Friday." I changed my password that day. And then on Saturday they got in anyways and bought $200 worth of V-Bucks.
Speak up.
Needed to change it and boot them. Yeah.
No time to rest.
But now I have 2-factor authorization. Hopefully that's it, and now I'm just waiting for Nintendo to give me back my fucking money.
Stuck me good.
PayPal. Yeah, I even contacted PayPal, and they're like, "Yeah, there's nothing we can do." Okay, cool. Yeah, they were saying that even if it was unauthorized, I still had like a business agreement with Nintendo and that they couldn't do anything. Which is just perfect. What the fuck?
Time to go.
There's achievements for apps now?
How is your mother Nyx of late, my kin? Have you yet given to her my regards? For I should think that night and war would share a common ground.
I implore the fates. Thank you, gods.
Apparently, so I can have achievement whore outside of game.
I think I see a fish. Hard to see in all that red. Got a bite. A Skittercion.
I mean, that's pretty dope.
All right.
Doing early chaos here.
Son of Hades, I believe I have deduced something I ought have sooner recognized.
But other than that, I've been doing pretty good.
Yourself, Persephone. Your stay within the underworld was brief.
Super tired yesterday.
Impactful.
Feeling good today.
You seek her now.
Excited for your new PC, man. That's sick.
I do. She's somewhere on the surface. That's why I keep on finding you like this. I'm trying to find her.
I hope that your attempts achieve success. She is beyond my senses presently, though of course I am still able to assist you in your journey thus.
Chaos flows through me.
Gonna be a beast.
Time to collect. Where now?
What kind of RAM are you looking at?
You wretches. Got him.
$64 gigs? Hell yeah. Dude, you're gonna be able to do whatever you want. Honestly, I'd rather have the money than...
Make Father mad.
I see that you've returned. Enough of this.
How's that?
I need it if I get a mounting arm for the 4th monitor. Dude, you're going hard. You'll need to upgrade for at least like 3 or 4 years.
The docks. Cheers, mate. Phew, that woke me up.
Monitor is because I only have 60 hertz and 80p ones. Oh yeah, dude. I upgraded to 1440p, 144 hertz. It's fucking sick. Yeah, highly recommend it.
Let's break some hearts.
You really think you can get out of here?
Are you just getting one card, or are you gonna try to SLI?
Wretch.
That's all the time.
Getting me
we have.
SLI is pointless. If I was doing coding and editing and whatnot, I'd consider it. Gotcha. I remember back in the day that was like the big thing.
Sure, why not?
Let's see if you
But
can
that was
live
like
through
during
this.
like the in 80.
I
Yeah, games don't
probably
support it anymore.
missed you at least.
Cheers.
Makes sense. I don't think a lot of people were even using it.
What else?
Dude, I am extremely strong. Yeah, 2.5 grand. Yeah. Oh shit, he has something new to talk about.
That's my shattered shackle on your person, right, Princess? I'd recognize that clunky thing from anywhere. It's serving you all right?
Hey, sir. Certainly it's been most welcome having something from you with me at all times. Though, has it...
Bit
Oh,
of
shit.
an odd story that
Whoops.
involved a well-timed accident with the old boulder there. Though I'd best not get into
Yeah.
it so that you're not accomplice to that little crime.
Yep, we have a audio, big audio mixer. Spencer will be here in like 8 minutes or so. You can ask him about it. I don't really know that much.
No worries whatsoever.
Cheers, mate. Boulder, you can speak up.
So long, Highness.
Right. Gods grant me strength.
Yeah. That's definitely a Spencer question. He'll know
I accept this gift.
what you are talking about. I have no idea. I let him handle all that. I have one in mind and it's gotten decent reviews for a USB mic. Or USB mixer. Yeah, ours is USB, but it's kind of like a not what is like super meant for. God, this is like one of the best shops of all time.
I know you're out there, fish. Curses. Why not? Malphon grows stronger. No urns were
What a
left in this
floor,
chamber.
dude.
Greetings, Electo.
I like one with reverb so I can fuck with people by shouting. Yeah, ours has a bunch of weird settings.
She's getting mad.
Dude, I think this might be the strongest I've ever been on the first floor.
You withstood the combined might of the furies.
Next stop, Asphodel. I can use this. Going up.
It's actually nuts.
Got it. Getting warmer.
Hey, Dad, how's it going?
How many more of these are there?
Not hit him.
That's better.
Yeah, 150 gold.
What again? I should not be the supervisor here.
Very nice.
And I got a nectar. Get a little bit more health upgrade. I just want survivability. I think this run is already won.
Think you can stop me? More punching practice then. Bye.
Dude, punching is sick.
Get me out of here. Can catch my breath.
Oh, it's weird. It looks like that. It looked like there was like a fishing place.
You're not Deucer.
Oh, I missed my supercharge.
Lord Ares.
Go slinging blade.
To fight.
Yar, where be the boys at?
Useless. Might grow stronger.
A little bit better attack damage. And I guess we'll go for the gems.
something.
I don't really need the health. I mean, I guess I might as well.
We have an intruder.
You lad, huh?
Back to the lowest depths with them.
Peace and quiet.
Yo. Okay.
How goes it, mate? Thank you, mate.
Dude, I have like one of the strongest runs I've ever had. Super early. I got super strong on the first floor. Edge had some questions about an audio mixer.
You do. Well, I am here. I know some. Let me see if I can see his. Yeah, ask away, Edge. Help if I can.
Let me just punch that thing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like that?
You're doing a lot of damage.
Come on, you flying bastard.
What kind of things do I need to look for in an audio mixer? Is this for streaming? Because there's a couple of things to think about. If this is for streaming, then you're looking at an audio interface. A mixer usually is kind of like an additive bit. Not all audio interfaces are also mixers. But if it's just for one person, then you can. It's better to go for something that has like one input that is like a good quality input. We end up making it more complicated for ourselves because we want to have multiple things and be able to plug in like 4 things at once and stuff like that. But
Should fetch me something.
the other thing you want to think about is, are you going to be doing like what type of microphone are you going to use? Because you only need an interface if you're going to be using a microphone that requires the actual cable to plug in. You are going to get higher quality if you do that, which I can understand why. But not all. You know, there are good ones that just require USB.
Yes.
XLR, yeah, okay. Yeah, so I mean, Scarlett is a good audio interface to look at. It's kind of like a go-to for a lot of people. AT2020. 1 second. Yeah, I wasn't sure how far along in the search you were, so I didn't want to go too complicated with it. Dude, you had, I think, some of the easiest time with that the learning boss just now, especially with that heat or whatever. Yeah, I mean, AT2020 is a good microphone for streaming because it's cardioid. and that just means it's directional, just right in front of it. It is a condenser mic, so there are some things that set it apart. Like for instance, we're using dynamic mics, which the main difference between a condenser mic and a dynamic mic is that a dynamic mic requires a lot more energy to
Much appreciated.
to pick up audio, and so it's not as sensitive, which means you can have like sound in the room and not have it totally blow out your mic. So we have a fan going and you can probably barely hear it. A condenser mic is going to be way more sensitive and requires power, which is why you would need to have an audio interface that has phantom power, which is a feature that allows you to power the microphone. But because it is more sensitive, you're going to have to worry a lot about having, it's just, I guess, just be aware that outside noise is going to be a lot more noticeable. It's going to pick up a lot more stuff. But you are going to have a wider range. It's going to sound prettier, just because it is a condenser mic. I'm tossing up between going XLR or same fucking doing the Blue Yeti. I think you get more mileage out of going with XLR, because if you get an audio interface, then you can use any microphone with it, especially if you have phantom power as an option. Then you can use you can switch out and get a new mic, a better mic later on, and still use the same audio interface. With the Blue Yeti, you're buying a package, and then you just have to deal with that package, and then that's it. It's like the difference between buying a laptop and buying a desktop PC. I think the AT2020 is good. Audio Technica is a good brand. It's not too expensive, and so you're not making like a huge commitment. But at the same time, it's gonna it's gonna give you good quality. As far as interfaces go, don't worry about getting anything that gives you more than one microphone. If you just plan to be, especially since it's a condenser mic, it can pick up multiple people anyways, if you plan to have somebody else in the stream. Sound blaster.
Styles for the twin fists. That feels better.
I am always prepared to
Yo, does he look different?
Yeah, this is the third level of the thing. They get boss fight gets a makeover.
Oh, that's cool. I like his golden armor. And you're still like doing a ton of damage.
Poseidon.
enough.
Got him that time. In the name of Hades. Very good.
All right, I'm reading about the Sound Blaster right now. Just trying to make sure that I...
Lucky find.
You. Might I somehow assist you then?
Thanks, sir.
Whatever suits you.
Yo, the Sound Blaster is like a fully featured thing. It's pretty crazy. If you've never used a mixer before, it might take a little bit of a learning curve. I don't think that, you know, it's totally, I think you're totally capable of figuring it out, of course. But there's a lot of features on this, on the Sound Blaster, that you get a lot of flexibility with it for sure. It comes with effects and everything, and like monitoring. And so if you have a more intense audio setup, it comes built in with that that stuff ready to go, which might work for you.
Damn it, one's come back.
So there's a lot of flexibility with it, and it has really high quality audio from what I can see. So that looks like a good option, I would say. And with an interface with that many features, there's a lot of room to grow as far as what you can do with it. You're probably only going to use like 15% of the features when you're first using it. Yeah, it's got phantom power, so you'd be totally fine using the AT2020. And getting something that's a little bit more intense, like the Sound Blaster. I mean, it doesn't look like crazy, but it just it has a lot of options. You know, it's something where you'll have a slightly better interface than the like with all these options and capabilities. So it's gonna, like, you're gonna get a lot of mileage out of it, I think. And then if you decide you want to get a more expensive microphone, you can just use the same interface. It looks good. I mean, 24-bit audio, it's good.
In the name
Yeah,
of Hades.
when you're looking at interfaces and you want to make sure that it's powered, it'll say 48-volt phantom power. That's the thing you want to look for.
Excellent. Let's have a look here.
Yeah, looks pretty good. It's got a lot of shit. Dude, this Sound Blaster thing's crazy. It has 2 inputs, but it has the capability of doing music playback on it. It's got a separate monitoring bit on there, and it's just this tiny little square, and it's got reverb and effects built in, and all this stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's got 2 XLR inputs, and it's got 2 instrument cable inputs, like 1/4-inch jacks.
Might be good to get that for your room.
Yeah, maybe, actually. I don't know, depending on the price. So that little red button, I believe so. Usually, that's kind of the common. Yeah, the little red button, the 48V. That's what you would press when you go to use the microphone. Something just to be aware of, and this is just good audio. I guess etiquette, because you with condenser mics, they're sensitive. They have issues that you need to be aware of, and that sounds really negative, but basically what I'm trying to say is, when you go to use your interface and you go to use your microphone, make sure you plug in the interface, it is on,
How about another?
and then plug in your microphone, and then turn on phantom power. Never turn on phantom power and then plug in the microphone, because what you'll do is you'll pop it into the microphone and you could just destroy the microphone. So always plug in the microphone first, then turn on phantom power. Same thing with turning off the interface. If this interface has like an off button, which I think it's just USB powered, so it probably doesn't have a specific off switch. But when you go to turn it off, make sure you turn off the phantom power and then turn off the interface. If you do it backwards, you could destroy the microphone. That's the only thing that I want to make sure that you're aware of, because that's like a new mistake that can cost money. Okay, it's one of those things that you're always like really worried about, in your mental checklist of stuff. So I just like to make sure that everyone is aware, especially if they've never used a condenser mic before. It's easy to forget to do. hoping we're looking at the same one. The K3 Plus. Yeah, I'm looking at the K3 Plus.
Poseidon.
So we're looking at the same one. Yeah, they're even more sensitive microphones. There's microphones, they're like ribbon microphones. That if you do that, it's like 100% destroys the microphone, and those microphones are like $350. Pretty crazy. But the condenser mics aren't so, you know, it's not as crazy with them, but it can happen. So, I guess you'll need a program for the sensitivity. No, you won't need any other outboard audio program. This thing comes with all the features. I guess I'm not sure what specifically you're saying. I mean, this thing has all the control on it, or you can control levels and everything directly from it. So you shouldn't have to have a separate program to do anything with the audio. It might come with one, but you shouldn't have one. You shouldn't have to.
You have no bearing and no grace or courage.
The sensitivity of the microphone is would be controlled by. So on the bottom left knob, underneath the bass knob, there's a little
Champion unseen.
symbol that looks like a microphone. That's your min and max gain sensitivity knob.
Nothing good awaits beyond my realm.
I'm sure I'll find something.
Yeah, threshold for voice.
To the surface. Clear.
And then when you go to use the microphone for the first time, make sure that you're listening to yourself so you can get the right levels in the bass and treble for the EQ. And really, you just want to make sure that you sound clear and not too boomy and you know,
Come fishy.
season to taste. Gain is not the same thing as volume. Gain is how much power you're putting into the microphone to determine how
Cheers, mate.
and the more power you put into it, the louder something's going to be, but also the more you're going to pick up. So it's not the exact same thing as volume, and that is sometimes a confusing concept. It does bring more volume, but it brings other stuff too. Especially with a condenser mic, you won't just make things louder. You also you'll make everything else that would usually be in the background closer sounding. But yeah, I mean, gain is the first thing you set to make sure that you are at a good audio level. And then when you're using like OBS or something like that, then you would adjust further in the program there for volume. Dude, you're already at the boss. This is crazy. And I kind of feel bad because the audio talk kind of took over, but you've just been able to just kind of like mainline the game. So I guess in a way it's kind of positive. I feel as though I'll get it quicker now. Awesome. Yeah, if you have any specific questions, just like message me or whatever on Discord or...
It's one of their dens.
Yeah, no, I think your audio quality is going to be good. Make sure to not forget, of course, a microphone stand, and make sure that... I think the AT2020 comes with a little holder, so you should be fine, but just double check that it does,
These fists are going to do the talking.
and that you have a little thing to hold the microphone. Otherwise, you're going to be there and be like, I don't know what to do with this. Yeah. It also might be good to look into a pop screen.
I'm fading. Clean.
Got hit by a fucking trap. Ooh, that hurt.
Yeah, shit. I spent the last 3 days just trying to find an arm that fit the shot mount. Yep. That's the struggle sometimes, man.
Olympus, I accept this message. How about no?
You know, the positive side of things, man. I don't think you're gonna need
Perks you right
the
back.
other two. I think you're gonna do just fine.
Yeah, it's still annoying.
Right. Like a little blemish on an otherwise almost perfect run. I mean, this run's only like 40 minutes so far, right? Or,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. The pop screen comes with a shotgun. Okay, sick. Yeah, usually that's the case. There are some that just don't, and it's like, it's annoying because you're like, what the heck? I have to buy this separately.
I bet it's in here.
The last thing that I'll say about the condenser microphone is
What is this stuff?
you don't need to be like directly on the microphone like we are with the condenser mic. You can have it. It's actually recommended to have it about 5 to 6 inches from your face. You can have it a bit closer, but depending on the mic, and it's going to require some testing and playing around with it. But it could pick up more poppy sounds, even with the screen in front of there, if you get too close. So just play around with distance to find your right thing.
Just the foul sack I need.
I also want it further from the damn keyboard. Fucking mechanical. Ooh, yeah, that's gonna be tough. Sweet nectar. Sweet nectar.
That's right, Uncle.
You know, like sweet amber.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Ah, fuck.
So using a mechanical keyboard, that's going to be a challenge with the condenser mic. I think you're still going to probably pick it up a bit. In which case, you might want to edit and adjust your microphone settings. The gain setting, having it lower, will be able to make it so it picks up closer to the mic. But you might have to boost your volume in OBS to make up for it. But you could go with a low gain setting on the mic, and then adjust your volume in OBS to make up for it. That way, you're not picking up the keyboard at the same time, and then you can be closer to the mic that way. And then if you slowly turn up the gain and move away from the mic to see if you can get like the perfect distance. But with a mechanical keyboard, it's hard to not have that come up in the mic. It's just that's always a challenge.
Look at all that coin.
Yeah, you can absolutely add a noise gate. Yeah, and OBS has full features for that stuff. So, but even like, it's just something to think about while you're playing. When you're pressing keys, it can still happen. But luckily, most of the time when you're playing, you're not hyping something and speaking at the same time. So it's not going to be as intense, but it could still come through. FYI. Because the noise gate doesn't stop the audio when you're putting something into it. Just in between stuff. I use noise gate for the headset, not to use the keyboard. Yeah. I just want to make sure that you're aware enough of because with a condenser mic, everything sounds awesome. It's just it also just picks up a lot more than like a headset mic does.
Grateful for this.
So it's easier to noise gate a headset mic versus a condenser mic. Still totally possible, but it's just going to require some adjustment. Yeah, what kind of shit can you do with the headphones on the board? Because you can plug one into it. So you can monitor yourself. So through the board, you can just route your audio directly to the headphones and plug the headphones directly in. And I think you can route your computer audio through the board and do it that way. It's also got mobile in and mobile out, which is nuts. Yeah, but that way you can do because some people like to hear themselves in their headphones. So you should be able to set it up in such a way where you can hear you can hear yourself directly through the boards, so you'll get like immediate audio, and then still also be able to hear computer audio by routing stuff. And for the newbies here, mobile in out is it's like honestly, it's a feature that isn't usually on stuff. It's yeah. It's basically it's like a marketing feature, but it's essentially a separate in and output using an aux cable to be used with your phone. It's like a dedicated input and output to be used with an aux cable for certain apps or music making.
Let's see.
You might not end up using it a ton, but I mean, who knows? Yeah, play directly from your smartphone or tablet while simultaneously recording. So, it's going to be more of a music centric feature. Yeah. There's certain apps where it refers to as a 4-pole mobile input, which is just essentially an aux. It utilizes all the features of an auxiliary cable that allows audio to go back and forth through one input. Pretty crazy. So you'll be able to record and hear stuff through it, and certain audio apps use that pretty well for like music recording. Kind of nuts. Actually, kind of nuts. Oh shit.
It was so long since I talked. Oh, thank God.
Maybe I should check the other.
I was
post sites before I
like
leave.
scared. Almost. It almost crashed. I felt like it got close. I think it was thinking about it.
Why not?
And it's like no one man can have such a good run. Yeah, I would definitely test to see if you can route calls and shit through it. That would be cool. And I think might be possible.
This way. See you, boy.
Cerberus annihilated his appetite. All right, let's see this fucking boss battle, dude.
Crisp, cold air.
You would attack me with the savagery of the twin fists.
All right, Spence doesn't know yet. Monday went well. Just waiting on the cash.
He's getting his brand new computer.
Yo, sick. I'm more excited about the board though, because that's a new play toy. Yeah, no, it's always like, oh, dude, a new toy. Matt and I were looking at some guitar gear the other day, and we're like, oh, dude, this is so fucking sick. And we're like, oh, it's $500.
I do. What you desire is impossible.
Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where'd you
Where'd you
come
come from? Oh, daddy-o. It didn't quite work.
More.
Dude, you're doing so much damage. I didn't even look at the price of this amp. It looked like it was. I could just tell. Like,
Poseidon ought not meddle in
I was assuming around that price. Yeah, dude, $100. That's a sick price for that board. That's that's a fully featured. Like I am legitimately thinking about it now. I'm over here using like an analog as fuck setup for my computer because we're using the better one for the streaming computer. I'm literally going in through my microphone in from like an old mixer. That's usually just for live sound. Yeah, I mean, and how much was the AT 2020? Like, it was a pretty good price too.
Freeze to death.
Yeah,
Blast you, boy.
I mean, you're
You think
you're
you
looking
are
at-
superior to me. You are
I didn't even get hit that last fight or the last bit.
riddance.
what a good run. What did you have that made it so good?
Just got a bunch of good shit early. My attack got like
I got 143% attack damage by the end.
special got 173%.
Jesus. And you got roll. I figured you must have had like rolling knuckle look like it.
Thus having somehow vanquished his own father, the grim god of the dead.
And that's for the bundle too.
Zagreus
So that's like
is
that's
finally
that's
set
that's,
free
that's
to
not a bad
seek the
price.
hidden place in which his long-lost birth mother resides. How shall that all work out for him? Alas, it is as
Is
yet
yet
too soon to say. Pretend for now.
Oh,
that the
sorry.
Lord
Yeah.
Hades absolutely clobbered him.
No, wait.
Right now it's 100 US for the board, and then I'm assuming you're getting. You're looking on Amazon.
Well, that was
Are
interesting.
you looking to pay? There's a bunch of different variations on the on how it's packaged.
You'll
So I
get
actually
no
don't know which one you're
I know
getting.
what you did. Stay out of
But
Nyx's
still, it's
affairs
like-
next time, boy. She is needed here, not
Good
wallowing
price.
in the primordial
Mike is like
dark.
140. Okay, I wasn't sure which one you were looking at
Some of
because it
us
was like,
want to have anything to do with their parents.
oh, you can get one with just the shock mount
Parents, huh,
and all that shit.
you know nothing of what parents are capable of.
Yeah, I mean, $240 for
Like against
a quality
my wishes,
mic.
All
I
right, well,
care not.
like I usually
Sorry,
like to let them talk.
my bad.
My pleasure.
Now you can continue.
Yeah.
Zagreus? Oh, don't worry. I'll be back in fighting shape in no time, Zach.
Yeah, but
I come to you bearing a quattro
$240
piece.
for a quality mic and a pretty good, like, that's a,
We're settled up.
I feel like you shopped well. There's a bundle for our mic cable filter, but it's out of stock till June.
I'll take it. Let's
Yeah.
see that nectar. Fair trade.
Been a while since I've seen death.
Maybe Nyx is with Chaos.
Dan, where are you? I just realized that Thanos
I can play.
is. I mean, you have Thanatos, and you have Thanos. That's all I realized.